The name of this university is York University, or University of York in Canada. I came straight to the International Student Portal so that we can explore what they have for us. So when you are here, you can explore the program of studies for undergraduate, for graduate students, and for continuing students. And then you can also find scholarships and tuition. That is what we are focusing on today for the program of studies and also for scholarships. So we are going to start with the programs they offer. They offer it to undergraduates. And then we go to the graduate, that is the PhD and the master's. Then we go to the scholarships they also offer for graduates and then undergraduates. So let's go to the undergraduate programs to see what kinds of programs they have for us. They have a whole lot of programs from accounting and actuarial science, biology, chemistry. They have about 100 undergraduate programs or more. Business administration, engineering, everything you would want to do is here. I'm sure everyone will get a program of their choice, computer science and more. A whole lot of programs you can study from. So for undergraduates, you can choose from here your secondary school certificate, and then it will show you the requirements you will need to apply to this school. So people from West Africa have the OAC here. If you are from India, you can just choose India. So let me choose West Africa, and then you choose the program of study you want. Now when you choose it, it gives you the minimum requirement needed for admission, which is you have to have your OAC with degrees of C4 to C6 at least to be able to apply to the school. You also have to have your SHS transcript to be able to apply for undergraduate. So that is the requirements needed for undergraduate programs. Undergraduate language proficiency requirements. Let's see those who are required to submit an English language test. You are not required to submit English language proficiency if you completed your secondary school in 4th years, secondary school in an English-speaking country. So there's also an assumption for us that we were taught in English. So if you find your country from this list, then you don't have to submit any English language proficiency. If you are not from one of the countries, then you will have to submit an English language proficiency test. So I see Nigeria here, I see Ghana, I see Kenya, I see Lesotho, I see South Africa. If you are from all these countries, then there is no need for you to submit any English language test like other English language tests because it is waived off for you. Now let's go on to the financial aid and the scholarships available for the undergraduate students. So we click here on financial aids, and then it leads us to where you can see the scholarship. So there are 2 categories of the scholarship. They are ones that you don't have to apply for. They don't have anything you don't have to apply for. And then there are those that you have to apply for. So for the ones you don't have to apply for the minimum scholarship, not so huge. And it is also for particular departments, like the School of Arts. We give students up to $1,000. The School of Engineering, $2,000, and this $14,000, that is 10 times 4 years, is for liberal arts departments. But you have to apply for it in 2000. So these scholarships are awarded to you upon being admitted. That is, if they see that you really stand a high chance, especially if you have academic records, high ones, you stand a chance of getting these scholarships. But these are not the catch. The big scholarships are here. For them, you have to apply for. So the first scholarship I want to bring your notice to is the President's International Scholarships of Excellence. It gives 180,000 Canadian dollars. That is 45,000 for the 4 full years of your undergraduate study. But these are not the catch. The big scholarships are here for them, you have to apply for. So the first scholarship I want to bring your notice to is the President's International Scholarships of Excellence. It gives 180,000 Canadian dollars. That is 45,000 for the 4 full years of your undergraduate study. And so it is awarded to 20 students. And it is for those who are academically good. They have good leadership skills, and then they have financial barriers. So if you see that you have a financial barrier, but you have good academic records and quality skills in leadership, then you stand a high chance of getting admitted for this scholarship. So you should go ahead and apply. Then the second scholarship is the Tender Via Award. It also gives 120 Canadian dollars to 15 students. So it is 30,000 Canadian dollars for the 4th year. This one is also aimed at students with good academic records. And so if you see that you are good in academics, but you can't afford your finances, you have to apply for this scholarship. So you will have to write for both of them. You have to write essays which are 500 words and less. So guys with 500 words that are picked, well, you can earn 180,000 or 120,000 Canadian dollars for your 4 full years of study. The third scholarship is the Global Leader of Tomorrow Award for international students. This is awarding an 80,000 Canadian dollar for 4 good years. So it is 20,000 for each year. It's also for 2 students. Then we go to 15,000 Canadian dollars for just 1 student, and then 5,000 to 10,000 for 5 students. So these are the scholarships you can apply for. So how do you apply for this scholarship? The important deadline is that the scholarship application will open on this date and close on February. So for the ones you don't have to apply, you will be automatically considered for. But for the ones you have to apply, apply, you have to first of all apply to the school and get a 9-digit reference number before you can apply for the scholarship. You do not have to also receive an admission before you can apply for the scholarship. As soon as you apply for your school or your program or study in your university, you go ahead with your 9 to get your reference number to apply for the International Student Scholarship. First of all, you have to have an exceptional academic profile, and then you have to demonstrate leadership through community service. So you have to write a 500-word or less essay that demonstrates your academics and then your leadership skills. You have to check the essay topic for each of the scholarships that you want to apply for and write your essay accordingly. Now let's talk about the graduate fellowship, that is the graduate students for master's and the PhD. What do you also stand a chance of getting if you apply to your university for your master's degree and then your PhD degree? First of all, let us go through some graduate programs. So we have business administration, accounting, advanced accounting. They have a lot of graduate degrees, both for master's, and PhD biology. I'm sure every degree you would ever want to pursue is here in York University, so you just have to go through it with the link I'll provide you, and then you find your master's or your PhD, which you can apply for. So let's look at the scholarship they also offer for master's and PhD students. So if you get admitted to your university for your master's and your PhD, the minimum funding you will ever get is a full cover of your tuition fee. That is, if at all, you don't get any funding. Your tuition fee is already covered for both master's and PhD. Your minimum funding will be a tuition fee. And so if you want more funding, then let us explore more funding. When we come here, they say that Master's International. If you're an international student and you are a master's student and you don't have a teaching assistant, or you don't get a teaching assistant position, then you will get just 21,012 Canadian dollars, and then your school fees will be 20,954 Canadian dollars. And so when you subtract 21,000, you will only get 58,058 Canadian dollars, which is not enough to support your living expenses. But it, however, covers your tuition fee. That is, if you don't get a position. Now, let's look at those who apply very early and then get to a position or a teaching assistant position as a master's student. What do you also get us? If you apply for a TA position and you get in your program of studies, this is the funding you will get for each position. You get your teaching assistantship money, your vacation pay, your funding through payroll, your master's fellowship. It will all sum up to 37,042 Canadian dollars. And then you leave your expenses, your tuition fee, all other tuition fees, including registration fee, will sum up to 454. And so when you subtract it from the 37,000, you will be left with 16,000, which is enough for your living expenses, which is very good. So I'll admonish you to apply as soon as possible. Now to the PhD student. If you're PhD and you're international student, this is the money you would also be getting. You will get your teaching assistantship, your vacation, pay your funding through payroll, pay your PhD fellowship, and it all sums up to 36,000. And then your tuition fees, your supplementary fee registration fee will sum up to 19,629. And so when you subtract this from the 36,000, you will get a 16,589 Canadian dollars, which is also very good to support your living expenses. Finally, if you want to pursue your undergraduate, you stand a chance of winning 180,000 Canadian dollars for a full 4 years of your study at York University. If you also want to do your master's, you also stand a high chance of getting your full tuition paid and then getting your living expenses also settled from the allowance you get from being a TA. Also, for PhD students, when you get admitted at York University, you also stand a higher chance of getting your full tuition covered, plus money for your living expenses. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you well in applying. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section and I will answer you. You can also follow me on Instagram and ask me your questions, and then I'll go ahead and answer you. But please don't forget to subscribe to Rolla Dell. Click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell so that when I upload another video, you shall be notified.